Hey guys, layout update time. It's time to start making some roads over here. You can see I've already gotten a little bit of pre-work done over here on this one and all of our other roads here. Kind of measured them all out. I went on Google Street maps there and measured out the size of the road. And it came out to be about 47 feet, which turned out to be a little bit over 6 inches in HO scale. But we're going to compress them a little bit, and you can see I've got my ruler here. Let me get one that you can actually see. I'll get this one here, and you can see I'm going with about 4.5 inches for the roads here. Both this one here that's curved, that one back there. Now this one here in the real world is a little bit larger, and so I'm going to go with a 5-inch street over here. So. Next I was looking at maybe doing forms, taking a couple of these little sticks that I have, making little forms to make it all pretty and everything like that. But hey, you know what? Too much trouble. First of all, the road, slopes down towards the gutters over here on either end. It's a little bit higher up front, so I'm not going to be making a huge layer of spackle there. Really, I just wanted to get a nice slope coming up and around and over the top of the rails and stuff like that. So we're just gonna kind of wing it over here and see how it goes. It's sort of the way I've done it before in the past on my other side of the layout, and everything worked out good. So I have got my spackle ready to go. I will set up a little box and the camera on top of it so you can watch me start this one right here. All right, got it all opened up. I'm just gonna start smearing and try to kind of stay within the lines right here. Again, we don't need a whole ton of it. I guess first off, I'm gonna try to cover up this little seam I've got here. This might get a little bit messy, but it's part of the fun. There we go. A little bit right there, all the way at the end. That's about as good as I'm gonna get it. All right, now here comes the more fun part. And of course I got dirt and everything else in there, so let me just slather all that around. And actually, all that kind of adds to a little bit of a character for the road, right? And you can see, I think I'm gonna keep this, the actual road part, pretty thin. So I wanna kind of put that down first. And then we'll come back and kind of go over the rails, because that's where it's really going to be, raised up and whatnot. And again, I'm just putting a little tiny layer down here just to get a little bit of texture on the street and on the foam here. Not necessarily trying to make a big layer or anything. At least that's what I'm going to try to do right here. I'm going to do this one street, and then I'm going to come back and I think paint it and just see what it looks like. Because the less of this stuff I need to use, the better. There we go. I gotta kind of swing around here and get into the camera's view right here. All right, I think that's pretty good right there. I just wanted to really get that crack filled. And you never know, once we paint over it, we might have to, make a second pass here. All right, let's go ahead and get our rails covered up over here, because that's where we're going to use up the most of this spackle is coming across the rail here and up over the top. And I'm going to go a little bit farther than the road on either side, and that's okay, because we'll come back and kind of cut it as we need to. There we go. That looks nice. Let me give you a little bit closer view right there. Gotta play around with this stuff. It's like playing with Play-Doh. And the thing I like about using spackle like this, it actually makes for a pretty good looking, you know, roadway. Even with all the little sort of imperfections and things like that, it comes out, well, gives a little bit of character, you know what I mean? And I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. And you can see there's little bumps and things like that. I'm gonna let it dry and then come back with a second coating of it. I'm gonna use this just to get a little bit more extra towards the ends here and get that set up like that. Since this little bottle is, or the little can here, a little container, I can't fit my my big spatula thingy in it. And you guys are like, holy mackerel, you're making a mess. There we go. Just want to make sure I get enough up here so it makes for a decent, you know, kind of run up over the track. And then also what I'm going to do is come back and a little tight over here. I'm going to come back and sand it, and then do one more kind of skim coat over the top of it. So try to get some of this looking halfway decent. Fill in some of those bigger gaps. All right, I think that's good for right there. You know, you want to kind of try to make it a nice smooth, you know, you don't want it jumping up, you know, you want a kind of nice kind of ramp up and down over it sort of thing. All right, I think that's okay for right there. So let's give you a little view of it down here. And you can see there's a lot of little imperfections and stuff like that, but that'll get all sanded once it's actually dry. And I'm gonna get to working on this off camera and then see how much I can get done on the other ones there. Hey guys, it's layout update time. This is gonna be kind of like 2 layout updates, because I actually started doing another layout update where I'm doing the roads over here on the new section. I started kind of marking them off and doing all this stuff and plastering right here, so don't worry, after the first portion here you're gonna get to see me doing the plaster over here and all that other stuff. But while I'm waiting for that stuff to dry, I figured, okay, I got my little switches in for the 2 turnouts over there, and watch this. Oh boy. I got my turnouts working. I'm so excited. You don't even know how excited I am. Now, nothing fancy, no LEDs or anything like that. But let me just talk about this a little bit, okay? Because, listen, I'm a smart guy, you know? I was a weather forecaster in the Air Force for 26 years. I understand all sorts of things, right? I understand like atmospheric dynamics and physics and all that good stuff. Electronics, though, is just not my sort of, it's not my thing, right? Now, I know enough, you know, I'm also a pilot. I understand electrical systems. I understand everything that goes into, you know, being a pilot and having to know all the different systems in an airplane and everything. But what the hell is it with the freaking turnouts? And what is this? What is this mumbo jumbo? Look at this. What? Oh my goodness. First of all, listen. Little heads up for the old tortoise guys over here. Okay. Number one, guys that play with trains in their garage are generally older, right? I think everybody here can pretty much agree. We can't see these little tiny letters over here, all right? Look at this, even the camera can't figure out what the heck to do with them. And these diagrams are complete crapola, at least in my opinion. Anyway, what I did was, I found, you know, did a little research online and everything, and I got a simple little diagram to use the, what is it, the double pole, whatever, switches and DC power, and I got it all wired up and figured out. So it's, I think it was a club, I can't remember where, it's Ohio or something like that. They put out a nice little PDF, very simple to look at, very simple to understand. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description. So if you're like me and you are like, you know, electron challenged, right? This will hopefully make sense, or at least it was the easiest instructions I found where I could take a look at it and I figured it all out. Now, this might be a little dark down here, but here's all my wiring. I'll try to lighten this, this little section up here. I know, that looks like crapola. All right, anyway, I'm so happy I have these things. I have these things working. I'm just going to start running trains over them back and forth just for the heck of it. While, like, I'm a smart guy. Look, I'm watching Star Trek. I watch Star Trek. Look, Kirk and Spock, we all know all this stuff. But we can't figure out tortoise wiring and these Mickey Mouse instructions that they send with them. Anyway, end of part one. I'm going to go play with trains, watch Kirk and Spock take care of that little robot thing there. Probably big freaking tortoise or something. And then we'll hop into the part two of the layout update, which is me plastering the streets over there. Alright guys, well, it's Friday morning, and it's the next day since I plastered over here, and as you can see, maybe a little bit right there, it's still a little pink here in the thick areas where it kind of goes up over the rails, but I figured I can go ahead and try doing a little bit of sanding here, and we'll take a look at, see how it looks. So, you know, just sanding block. I'm just going to sand down a little bit here. And again, I'm going to go kind of easy right here by the rails, because I can tell it feels kind of soft, you know. It feels a little damp because, yeah, it's still a little wet right there. I think I might just wait and come across the rails here. As a matter of fact, what I might do is I might just do a second coat on top of this and let that dry. But it's we've had a little bit of sprinkles here in Southern California, and so it's a little moist out, and it's taking a little bit longer to completely dry than I was hoping for. But the other thing I'm going to do is grab my handy dandy X-Acto knife and actually just kind of cut some of this extra off while it's still a little bit pliable. Kind of like right in here. So you can still kind of get in there and just kind of dig some of this out where it's going to be the end of the street sort of thing, so I can still get in here. That's kind of, and usually you can do that even when it's dry afterwards, but you get the picture. I kind of come over here and sort of get rid of some of that. And then once we paint it, it'll kind of blend in better. We'll put a little bit more ballast over here and stuff like that. So I think I'm just going to post the video as is. I mean, we had a little bit of fun there running the train and getting my, well, I'd had fun running my train and getting my, my two tortoises wired up. I'm so excited. Like, literally. I know. You're an idiot. I know. Wait, what can I say? It got me so happy that I finally got that fixed, or finally got that installed. That I was running my my hauler here in and out, just kind of running around, just having fun, running it through the yard and then running it through here. So the next thing I got to do on that, or at least related to tortoises, is my turnout back there. For the yard lead and the main, that one also is going to have an extra tortoise there, and as you remember, there's a little switch right here. It's one of these goofy switches that I was trying to use one of these old Atlas, you know, throwers right here. And the reason I did that was, as you can tell, it's right on the corner and down underneath here, which you're not going to be able to see, but it's, yeah, there's girders, there's everything. This piece right here connects to that piece, and unfortunately it's like there's wood all throughout here. So I've been trying to figure out what to do, see if I can like mount it someplace else and, you know, get it thrown in there. You can kind of do the sort of offside, but it's just, it's in the worst spot ever. And so what I think I'm going to do is kind of rip this up and put it over here. So if I have the turnout right here, I can obviously get underneath there and do the tortoise and everything like that. And then I'll also kind of extend a little bit of the yard lead. And it's long enough already, but, you know, so, but unfortunately that means I got to kind of redo the track right here. And that'll take that all out of commission. That'll kind of take the whole layout out of commission. So I don't want to screw around with this, you know, and make it a big prolonged thing. I want it like in and out, done, you know, kind of deal. Because this will take the entire layout kind of out. And I don't want to do that. But I'm going to plan that, I think, next. Like I said, I already have the turnout. I have the switches and everything like that. And again, I know, you know, you guys that are good at this, you're like, listen, I've been doing tortoises forever. You're an idiot. It's the simplest thing, I know. But just know there's some of us where it seems a little complicated and that kind of thing. And I'm just happy I kind of got it figured out in an easy way. Or at least, you know, I kind of wired it up, you know. If we take a look at these silly instructions, it's, I think it's this first one, number 1. So that's basically what I did, is this. Very simple, except the diagram that I'm going to include in the link of the video there from this club, the diagram's way easier, and they show it a little bit more concisely, and it's color coded and everything. So you look at it and it just makes sense to a retard like me. Okay, anyway. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed that. We're at least making progress here. Finally, we are in here working on our new addition here. I'm going to get the streets, you know, done up here. You know, I'll probably next layout update might already have this one done because I'm going to let this kind of dry. I'm going to do a little sanding, do a little cleanup work on it. And then I still got to go ahead and cover up the other 2 sides, or the other 2 streets right there. But I actually got to, there's a lot of, you can see there's a lot of tracks over here. And so I'm going to need quite a bit of spackle to go over all these tracks. And I don't have enough. All I got is that little tiny container there. So I'm going to go have to get some more before I do that. Anyway, a lot of jabbering over here, but that's it for now. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy the video a little bit. We're making progress and stuff like that. And I will see you in the next ops video, which hopefully you can see I've got I got a hauler over here that actually was in the yard, and now I'm running all around again. But anyway, it's coming into the yard. We're gonna get it into the yard, and the next video will be probably some yard work over here. I'll set the camera up so it's not shaky and all that. And we can classify these cars and separate them all up into different locals. All right, guys. Till next time, take care.